video is specifically about tuning a violin with the fine tuners, not with the pegs. So this is for smaller adjustments. If your violin is not terribly out of tune, sounds all right, but maybe just needs a little bit of adjustment. The first thing that you're going to need, other than your violin, is some kind of tuner. Normally I would suggest getting a clip-on tuner like the one I have. You've all probably seen me use this. They're really great, convenient, and very accurate, easy to use. But right now it's a little bit hard to buy anything non-essential, so probably the best solution for now would be to get some kind of tuning app. I have downloaded one of those. Some of you have also maybe seen me. I have an app on my smartwatch, actually, that works as a tuner as well. So yeah, there's plenty of options. There's free ones. There's ones you can pay for. I downloaded a free one. It seems fine. I'll send some links to various tuning apps, but really if you just go to whatever your app store is and search for violin tuning app, or you can just tuner app, you should find some good options. So this one I like because it gives you the option to hear the note. It's a little annoying, but it's nice, and it also will use your microphone to listen. And you can actually see it moving now. It's responding to my voice. This is part of the reason I use the clip-on tuner for all my lessons, because the clip-on tuner picks up vibrations rather than sounds, so I can use it while talking and it doesn't throw it off. But you'll want to make sure that when you're using an app that uses your microphone, that you're in a fairly quiet room and that it's not picking up all the room noise. And you want to not be talking while you do this. So, you should know your string names. This one is pretty useful. It tells you the number as well. The number refers to a specific octave number, which is helpful so that you know that, if, for example, on the piano, there's multiple. Those are all different Ds. You want to make sure that you're tuning to the right ones, that you don't tune an octave too high or an octave too low and get all kinds of crazy sounds. So that is a helpful feature on this app. Yeah, okay, so just to show you, most tuners and most tuning apps work pretty much the same way. You play the note. It shows you what note it sounds like, if it's a little bit too high or too low. There's usually some kind of needle that you'll want to be exactly centered. So I'm going to detune this a little bit so you can see. So now you can see it's saying it's an A, but it's a little bit too low. So I'm going to make it higher. And with the fine tuners, it's lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. The tighter it is, the higher it is. Your strings are more likely to go too low than too high. So when in doubt, you're probably going to want to make them higher. The fine tuners you don't have to be particularly careful with, unlike the pegs. You're not going to break a string with the fine tuners. If you do somehow break a string with the fine tuners, the string was already on the verge of breaking. This just makes very small adjustments to the string. So with this, usually what I do is I try to angle myself so that I can pluck the string and turn the fine tuner at the same time. So I'll have the violin usually on my lap, and I use my left hand to pluck the string and my right hand to turn the fine tuner. So that you can hear what's happening as you're tuning it, and that your tuner can pick it up as you're tuning it as well. Once that needle is lined up right in the middle, you're good to go. It doesn't have to be 100% perfect, and sometimes it'll go back and forth a little bit. That's just how sound works. It's all in waves. As long as it's hovering right around the center, you're good and you're in tune. So you should at least do that every time. You really should check to make sure you're in tune every time you practice. With my younger students, I typically just say, you'll be fine if I tune you once a week. If you have any major problems, let me know. But for now, you might as well get in the habit of tuning like you're a professional violinist, basically. Yeah, it's a good habit to get into once you know how to do it. Yeah, that's pretty much it for tuning with the fine tuners. Yeah, all right, so stay tuned for part 2, which is going to be tuning with the pegs, which is more difficult.